about, I just asked him the difference between training camp this year and last year, so I guess it would have been 2 years ago for him, but he was saying you guys have set schedules for times that guys can come warm up and stuff. What's that part of? Well, first of all, is he correct? And then
well, he missed preseason last year, but just the every team has a version of it, but like a vitamin where there's a dedicated time for not only the medical, strength conditioning piece, but also on the floor with player development and one of the coaches. So within that window, it's kind of you tailor to what a guy needs. We map out a pre-planned program for each player, things that they have to work on daily as it pertains to their game, and also how we see them fitting our overall groupings. And within that window, it's film, it's on the court, so it encompasses quite a bit, but that's just part of our daily habit. And it's an opportunity to just work on some things. And the heavy minute guys won't do quite as much, but it's a requirement. It's part of practice. So it's, I think, a great opportunity to kind of get guys going in the morning, but also make sure we're hitting the things that they need.
Is that different at all this year compared to last year, though, or Rui just missed it last year?
No, I think he missed it, so it just feels different.
Looks like Brad's back in the building. Was he able to do anything?
Yeah, he was a full participant. I think conditioning, he missed a couple days, but he looks good, moved well, and he was part of the whole practice.
How about Porzingis and Deni?
KP was a partial participant. Deni was a partial participant. So we'll just see how it goes and take it day to day.
Did Deni do 5-on-5?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does he look in the 3-on-3 he's doing right now?
I haven't, watched it in its totality, but I think he's done okay. I think the conditioning is still part of the ramp up, so that's obviously a concern. Hasn't had a ton of exposure at this point, so we're still mindful of that. But we have a few days, and we're still trying to, fast track him so he's ready to go when the time is right.
Is there a threshold you're waiting for him to reach before you feel good about it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we want to make sure he gets at least some 5-on-5 in, and we'll have an opportunity to do that tomorrow. But just after one segment of 5-on-5, does that make him available? We'll just have to see.
No, I mean a threshold before he can do the 5-on-5.
No. It's just to see how he responds again to 3-on-3, the 1-on-1. So this is kind of a expanded ramp up from what he did the 2 days ago, and just kind of push him, see where he is and how he responds later this afternoon.
Presuming you guys did 5-on-5 today, I guess, what was the reasoning for not throwing him out there yet?
The pace and intensity of it, and I think it's, without getting into the medical piece, I trusted their determination was he wasn't quite ready today. So I think pushing him a little bit to this afternoon in another 3-on-3 segment, see how he responds, and then if that response is positive, now we can see what it looks like tomorrow.
Wes, with a lot of kind of rotation guys either partially participating, sitting out totally, what effect does that have on camp in general? Obviously, you've got the young guys who are kind of going pretty hard out there, but does that make it harder for you to kind of schedule and keep everything?
No, I think it does affect the competition. I mean, obviously, those young guys they're in a different space, and I think they've been terrific. Just pushing guys, really getting after them, forcing them to work, and that's why they're here. But it's not ideal not to have your whole roster available, but that's just the reality. So much like during the season, it's the next man up mentality, and guys are just going to have minutes and opportunities. They have to take full advantage of it.
Does it affect your mindset at all in terms of now the first 2 weeks of the season? You're still going to be kind of getting your feet under you?
No, you can't. So we just have to attack it with who's ever available, and we'll try to match up and use what we have, to their strengths.
If Rui and Gav are the 4 and the 5 in the second unit, how do you think they could play off each other?
I think they'll play off with each other well. Rui's shown that he's much more comfortable on the perimeter. He's not a pick and roll player, but I think he's done a better job playing off the dribble. Gaff, I think, has a much better feel at the top of the floor. We play through our bigs and 5-out spacing quite often. He struggled with it early in the year last year, and just watching him through the preseason, I thought he was terrific in Japan, making plays, and just having a more comfort level with being out, getting pressured and not turning it over. So I think it fits, and I think those guys will be able to play off each other well.
Kyle had a comment after the Hornets game of okay, you guys are emphasizing certain things here, but it's not necessarily translating to the court, regardless of lineups. Culture-wise, it should translate. I guess what's the balance between trying to nip that in the bud now versus not being overly concerned? It's still preseason, those kinds of things.
Well, I think you take it for what it is. I mean, it's something that we preached, and we need to see the results. So we're going to keep, hammering away to it until we see what we want. And they're aware of it. It's not like there's a couple areas defensively, the one-on-one, the defensive rebounding and transition. And those have kind of haunted us thus far. It's not just a concern for the coaches. I think they're aware that this is at some point going to cost us if we don't take it seriously.
I think the first quarter and then fourth quarter we had a really good stretch of the defense. That's why I think we held down, like, how many was it, 106 or something? Like, those are defense, like, we need in the whole games, I think, but those are things like, I think we have a good offense, but defense is the key. If either we're gonna win the game or not. So I think those are defense is the key.
Wes has talked a lot about how he wants to get you guys in good habits, just like working hard, showing up every day. Have you noticed anything different about that this camp? Like, is he being more strict with either making you guys run or just harping on this stuff more?
I mean, we have like a time slot that like we can shoot, like, before it was like a kind of random, like we can just show up before the practice and, like, if you guys want to get shots up, you do it or not. But this time, we have like a slot time, so, like, we kind of locked in practice before 15 minutes, like, we for 15 minutes we just, like, do whatever we need to and just get it ready for practice. So, like, we already in a good rhythm, once the practice starts. So I think it's good.
What do you hope to accomplish in the final preseason game?
Just like we had a couple guys get injured, so and then sick, so I don't know who's gonna play or not, but I think we still trying to build the chemistry, around the team. So far, I think we're pretty good. Last game we won, and this game against New York, they're a good team too. So we just gotta focus on, like I said, defense. That's gonna be the key, and just to build the chemistry.
If you and 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡 are the 4 and the 5 in the second unit, how do you think you guys can play off each other?
I played with him for 2 years now, so I know what he's capable of doing it. So I just like he's a good rebounder, of course, and good rim protector. So we just got me and 4 and the 5, like we can switch, and 4 and the 5 and like this defense guys. So I think those are good things. Me and him on the court, it's easy to switch it and just to defend.
Hey, Rui, KP said you're playing with a swagger this year. Where's that coming from?
I don't know. I mean, this is my 4th year. Just confidence. I built on, like, this past 3 years. Just like I got used to this, NBA basketball and spacing and stuff, and what I'm, like, good at it or not. So it's just like I'm just showing what I'm good at it right now, and just like trying to, just.
And coach and some of the players talked about how competitive training camp has been. Just what are your takeaways from that?
Yeah, just like trying to show who I am, the team, and we have a couple new guys on the team too. So it's just a little bit different than last year. So just trying to, like I've been saying, like building the chemistry and learning each other every day. And we're just gonna season might start in a week. So I'm so excited for it.
Rui, I know before you took the time off last year, you'd been playing really year-round. Did you get to take any time off this summer?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had a lot of time. So I got a lot of time for myself and spend time with my family, friends, and going back in Japan and stuff. So it was a good time, and working out every day. It was a good summer for sure.
Do you feel the difference heading into this year? Does your body feel any better?
Yeah, I feel it for sure. I feel ready, physically, mentally. Both sides. I'm ready for the season for sure.
So you've gotten to play a little bit more with 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡 on the court because of the injuries and everything in the preseason. Do you like the fit with you guys at the forwards?
Sure, yeah. Me and 𝗙𝗢𝗟 3 in the forwards. On the defensively we can switch any defense, any guys, and offensively, the other team they won't know is who's the 3 in the forwards, and like we do like a mixing, like pop out and pop threes and like rolling and stuff. So it's a good. I think it's a good lineup. You know, me and him on the same time. I think I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
All things being equal, do you like playing the 4 or the 3 more?
I mean, at this point, like, I don't know. It's just like it's same. Like, you know, 3 and the 4 is the same now. So, you know, it just don't really matter. But yeah.
What do you think will determine whether your guys' defense is successful this year?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
What factors, like,
Oh.
what needs to happen for you guys to have as good of a defense as you hope to have?
I mean, I think we just gotta execute. You know, every game locked in, like their personality, their scouting reports, and you know, it's just every team's different. So you know, we just gotta execute. You know, who's a shooter, who's not a shooter. You know, what I'm saying, those kind of stuff. I think those are keys. You know, we have a lot of new guys, but they're like, you know, they've been here in the league for a while, so you know, they already know the personality, you know, of the team. So I think this year is going to be better for us to, like, you know, focus on like those personalities and yeah, just play defense.
Is that what was missing from the defense last year? Because obviously there was hope going into the year and it didn't quite go as
For my
planned.
past 3 years, like, we have a lot of young guys, so, you know, like we just didn't know who's who, and like, you know, who does this, and like, you know, who's a right-hand driver, left-hand driver. I think it's very important, like, you know, because it's a league, like, you know, we can't guard everything, you know, so we gotta you know, just eliminate like stuff that, like, you know, they like to do, like, you know, those kind of stuff. And yeah, this year I think we can more lock in those kind of stuff.
How's camp been for me? Pretty rough. I'll say that I felt a little bit bad for not playing the games in Japan and not practicing with the team for a long time, and, you know, sitting out and seeing all the guys having fun and building chemistry on the court. But I did the best I can to come every day, talk to the guys, be in practices, be aware of what's going on and how we want to play this year. And I feel like I did a good job building chemistry even though I wasn't on the court. Worked on my conditioning. I had some more time to work on my body and my game, and I think I'm ready to go.
I understand you've gotten stronger. How do you think that can help you finishing around the rim?
I think like absorbing the contact better, be aware like how to use my body and where. And I think in the end of the day, I had good chances to make layups last year. It's just the small amount of focus I need to actually put the ball in the rim, and that's about it. I mean, the opportunities were there, but I think I'm gonna do a better job this year of finishing for sure.
What has been your focus, kind of aside from the chemistry building part, just with the stuff you are able to do, kind of off court or in the weight room?
I feel like shooting was a big part this summer. I worked a lot on my shooting, and it feels great. It feels like better than ever, and I have confidence in it. And you know, I'm excited. I know it's going to take time to come and do it in game shape and game conditions, but I think in the end of the day, it will all come together, and I'll shoot way better.
I don't think we asked you, what was it like working with Drew Hanlon?
Drew is great. I mean, his knowledge for basketball is amazing. He worked with some of the best prospects in the world, and you know, I want to be one of the best. So, you know, to be one of the best, you got to train with also the best, and I feel like I train in a high level. Yeah.
What's your preferred offensive role on this team?
Just create for my teammates. You know, I feel like I can handle the ball, create for my teammates, run on the open court, grab a lot of rebounds, and help on the defensive end a lot, like I did last year, and push in transition. And as I said, I like to make my teammates feel good and feel confident, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna play hard.
Do you feel comfortable being like a lead ball handler if you needed to, due to whatever?
If that's the position they want me to play, and coach and the team want me to play, and it'll be best for us. So yeah, I'm comfortable with doing anything on the court. So, but I embrace every role that I have. So.
Do you feel like you're health-wise ready for 5-on-5?
Yeah, definitely. I'm ramping up. I think I need to credit big time the medical staff that was carrying me around, and then really did a great job of really coming together and helping me figure it out. And without them, I probably take a longer time than what it is. So big credit to them.
Deni, I know you took the injury you had at the end of your rookie year really hard also.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're dealing with it any differently? Is it easier to mentality-wise, or is it just bad for you still?
I feel like mentality-wise, like I'm over it. I feel like that gave me like a warning sign that, okay, I need to work on my body. You know, I need to be in shape all the time. I need to make sure everything is right. You know, I'm doing my routine every morning, coming in early, And this is what it's all about. It's just getting stronger and be ready to play 164 games straight. So that's about it.
This team seems really close. Just what have you noticed so far about this team's camaraderie?
Like chemistry-wise, I feel like there's a lot of great group of guys around here. You know, we all feel like we all together. We want to win. That's the most important. And you know, we got good vibes around the team, and I think we got good chemistry. I'm hoping this chemistry will last even when we have better days and a little bit worse days. So I feel like we have a great group of guys who can do special things together. So I'm excited.